Our speaker is a devoted, loving wife and mother. To some, or to one right now, we know, she is personally known by her grandson as Mimi. Currently, she's a candidate for the Juvenile Court Judge of Montgomery County. I would like to ask each of you to please stand on your feet and extend a warm round of applause for my friend, Dr. Merriel Bullock-Neal.
Thank you. Hope that at the end of the conference, each one of you walk away with enthusiasm, interest, courage to go forward on the movement to save our children.
That's right.
Okay. It's a national concern.
Yes.
Okay. And it must be something that each of us actively participate in. Okay. We cannot look to someone else to do it. Each one of us have to say, what is my role? What am I supposed to do to enable our children to move to another level? By talking about the fact that we are all one body. And I'm using 1 Corinthians 12:14-26. The body does not consist of one member, but many. If the foot would say, because I'm not a hand, I do not belong to the body, that would not make it any less a part of the body. And if the ear, because I'm not an eye, I do not belong to the body, that would not make it any less part of the body. If the whole body were an eye, where would the hearing be? If the whole body were hearing, where would the sense of smell be? I started with this because we have to be concerned for all of our children. People cannot say, because I have no small children or I don't have any teenagers now, that's not my problem. They cannot say, I don't have any children. That's not my problem. You can no longer say, my children are grown. That's not my problem. All of our children are all of our problems, because what happens to one child impacts all of us as a people. And so we have to be committed to ensuring the healing of our children, the legacy that we leave them, and to make sure that the next generation is better than the current generation. Tennessee data reflects the same data that we find in terms of the national data. We have a disproportionate number of minorities that enter the system in Tennessee. As you can see some of the figures there, we have Hispanic, Latino of any race, 9%, Black African American, 25%, Native Hawaiian, 5%, American Indian, 11%, and Asian, 5%. Okay, this is data on the out-of-school suspension for the state of Tennessee, and all this data comes from the U.S. Justice Department, Office of Civil Rights. And again, we see with the major ethnic groups and minorities, there's a disparity. So some of the alternative placement programs, and I will conclude with this, we need faith-based programs. More programs. We have lots of churches here in Montgomery County. If each church developed a program, we could eradicate the problem. We have enough churches to do that.
Amen.
Alternative schools. But we need to make sure the alternative schools are very good and effective. Okay? Not just a holding place, but that the students are actually learning, and there's some anger management courses, behavior management courses, and so forth. So when they finish, they don't have to return to the alternative school. Teen court. We need to expand teen court. We have that here in Montgomery County. How many of you are aware that we had teen court? just a few people, okay? Yes. Young people who are in high school can sign up to be a part of teen court, and you serve as an attorney for the student who is coming through the system. And they go through a training program.
That's great.
And those of us who are attorneys, we serve as the judge.
That's right.
And sometimes the young people are harder on other young people than we would have been in terms of what the recommendations are. But many times we go along with what they have recommended. But when I go there, or when I participate in, I've noticed that very few minorities get that opportunity. Okay? And by that I mean serving as an attorney, as well as being routed through that as a way of circumventing going to juvenile court. So we need to have an opportunity to have that as an option. Community services, restitution. You took something, you get a little job, and you work and you pay it back if it's $5, $10 a week, or whatever. Okay? Classes, stress management. Quite a few of our young people are under stress. Anger management classes, anti-theft classes, drug court. When I first came into the legal field, I was surprised at the number of young people who have an alcohol problem. In high school, an alcohol problem. Okay? Family and child services and anti-gang programs. This concludes my presentation.
I don't want to